Hello students, good morning again. Welcome to the class. Today we have to discuss about alpha particle trajectory. Now see here, what is so-called trajectory means. Trajectory means the path followed by the alpha particle after getting deviation from the positive nucleus of the core. So that means simply here the trajectory is the deviation of the alpha particle from its original path. So that is called as the trajectory. Now the alpha particle trajectory. So this was calculated by means of that repulsive force between the gold nucleus and the alpha particle. Now you see that. First we have to calculate the force. Force is the repulsive force between the two charges. Here it was given from Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So here Q1 means ZE and here the Q2 means here the electron. The Q2 means this alpha particle. Alpha particle is 2e. Now these you have to submit it into the force. Then we have to calculate the Coulombic repulsive force between them. So that is F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 means 2e and Q2 means ZE divided by R square. So this is the Coulombic force between the gold nucleus and the alpha particle in newtons. And the direction. So the direction of the repulsive force is followed by the direction of R. That means the distance between alpha particle and the gold nucleus. Now here the trajectory is mainly depending upon the trajectory of the alpha particle is mainly depending upon the impact parameter B. So what is impact parameter? Let's see here D. The perpendicular distance between the center of the nucleus to the alpha particle. Initial velocity vector of alpha particle is called the impact parameter. What it is? Let us suppose here this one is the nucleus and let us suppose here this one is the center of the nucleus. This one is center of nucleus. And let us suppose here this is the alpha particle. This is the direction of the alpha particle. This is the original direction of the alpha particle. Now this is called as velocity vector. Due to the influence of this positive gold nucleus, there is deviation within the alpha particle. That means there is deviation takes place within the alpha particle. That's why the path followed by the alpha particle changes. And here it is making an angle theta. So this perpendicular distance, the perpendicular distance between the velocity vector and the center of the nucleus is called as the impact parameter. So how the impact parameter influences the trajectory? Now we have to discuss about that. In the last class, we already discussed about observations of the alpha particle. That only here it gives the influence of the impact parameter on the path of the alpha particle. Now you see, let us suppose this one is an atom who is having the size 10 power minus 10 meters. Now this one is first case you take the alpha particle not getting any deviation. That means theta is equal to 0. Why? Because there is no impact, there is no influence of the gold nucleus on the alpha particle 2e at this place of radius small as maximum radius. Then what happens here? This is the distance. What it is the perpendicular distance. This one is called as here the B maximum. That is why. So how many particles here they are getting undeviated means 99.86%. That means most of the alpha particles they are not getting any deviation in this manner. So B is maximum, then theta is 0 means theta is minimum. Now coming to this case, the fourth case, what it is? Whenever the alpha particle it is ready to directly collide with that of the gold nucleus in head-on collision, then what happens? Then there is a high intensive nuclear repulsive force that is acting on the alpha particle. Hence what happens here? It is reflected back. This is the original direction of the alpha particle. This one is the scattering. That means deviation takes place. That means it replaces back in the same path. That means what we got here? Theta is equal to 180 degrees. That means it is indicating here theta maximum. Whenever theta maximum, the perpendicular distance between the velocity vector and the center both coincide. That's why there is no B. That means B is equal to 0. So what it is indicating here? When B is minimum, it is indicating theta is maximum. Whereas B is maximum, then here it is indicating theta minimum. That means inversely ratio in between them here is shown. So for example, in between them here we have to see that the second or third here you have to take like that. Then what happened? Due to the impact of this jetty, it is getting a less deviation from its original position. Like that here, this one is theta. So this one is greater than 1 degree. So 1 degree means here 0.14% of alpha particles they are getting deviated more than 1 degree. Right? So that means here the B value here it is going to get decreases, then theta value it increases from 0 to 1 degree, more than 1 degree. We observe this one. So this is the trajectory of alpha particle with respect to the impact parameter. Analytically, Rutherford it was given an empirical formula for this. What is this? B is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Z square cot theta by 2 whole divided by half m square. Otherwise, this may be written as 1 by 4 by epsilon naught means k. The k value is 9 into 10 power 9. Whereas Z means the gold nucleus 79. For the metal gold, Z value is 79. And E value is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. And cot theta means scattered angle. And here half mv square, we have to write Z square cot theta by divided by half mv square. Here I am writing k, other place e, whereas e nothing but half mv square. Originally, in the Geiger mass spectrometer experiment, they have to use E is equal to half mv square as 7.7 million electron volts. They use that one. So by means of all these values, then we can able to find out the B value with respect to the theta. So this is about alpha particle trajectory. And the next, minimum distance of closest approach. So this will be indicated by means of r naught, otherwise maybe d, small d. So first of all, we have to define the closest approach r naught. So now you see here, let us suppose here this one is the nucleus who is having a charge Z. Now this is the alpha particle who is having a charge q1 is equal to 2e. Now this is the particle, here it is moving with the velocity v and the kinetic energy may be considered as 7.7 million electron volts. Now it is going to collide this positive charge. As the positive charge is 50 times heavier than the alpha particle, there is no displacement, there is no position, there is no change in position of the gold nucleus. But due to this heavy nucleus, here it is offering highly intensive repulsive coulombic force against this alpha particle. That's what happened here. The alpha particle initially it is in the direction. That's why first initially it is having highest kinetic energy, maximum kinetic energy, and as the value of r, that means the distance between nucleus and the alpha particle, r decreases means then the kinetic energy also decreases due to the velocity decreases. Hence what happened? At a moment, r becomes r naught. At what distance the kinetic energy it will be converted into potential energy, whereas the velocity becomes 0. That distance is called as the distance of closest approach. So how we have to define the distance of closest approach means r naught. The distance at which the alpha particle retraces its path and the kinetic energy of the particle was converted into the potential energy is called as the distance of closest approach. So, in order to get the distance of closest approach, what the condition it will be? The total kinetic energy, it will be transformed into the potential energy. With that of this condition only, we have to calculate the distance of closest approach R. Now, we have to calculate that value by using standard values. Now, let us consider an alpha particle of mass m and is having velocity v of maximum kinetic energy 7.7 million electron volts. If the kinetic energy of mv square is equal to 7.7 million electron volts, then it will be converted into joules. 7.7 million means 10 power 6, and the electron means electron charge 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Then this gives 1.23 into 10 power minus 12 joules. So this one is the kinetic energy value from million electron volts into joules. Now, this is directly collide, otherwise head-on collision. Ready to directly collide the positive nucleus Z. Then what happens? At any cost, it is not going to touch. That means the alpha particle will not touch us the periphery of the gold nucleus. Some distance here it is going to maintain. It is not going to touch the periphery of the gold nucleus. Some distance here, behind some distance, it is going to get reflected back and retrace its path back. That means theta is equal to 180 degrees. So it retraces back from this direction, right? So this, at what distance the alpha particle retraces back due to the kinetic energy transformed into potential energy is called as the distance of closest approach. So now we have to calculate R. That means first we have to calculate the kinetic energy as well as the potential energy. Both are equating to each other. Why? Because the kinetic energy of the particle. So at this position V is equal to 0. V is equal to 0 means kinetic energy becomes 0. So the total kinetic energy will be converted into potential energy, maximum potential energy, minimum kinetic energy here at this position R0. So now this one is the R0, which gives the size from the nucleus. This is now here we have to calculate R. According to this, that means at R0 that Ke is equivalent to that Pe. Now Ke, so first of all Pe here we have to calculate. The potential energy, the formula what it is means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. Whereas the potential energy P is equal to U is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q1 means 2E alpha particle 2E and Q2 means ZE divided by the distance means R. So this will be written as U is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon naught 2E ZE means 2 ZE square divided by R, nothing but R0. So because at R0 only K is equal to PE, possibility is there. Now this potential energy will be submitted in the expression 1 we have. So 2 in 1 implies what will happen? Ke is equal to Pe. Then the kinetic energy we know that half mv square. Half mv square is equal to the potential energy. How much we got here? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 Ze square by r. In this one, now we have to calculate the value of r. So from this one, r naught here we have to write r naught is equal to this value. R naught here left hand side means half mv square into the denominator of the right hand side. Then the expression changes into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 Ze square divided by half mv square. Now here we have to write r naught is equal to, you may write 1 by 4 pi epsilon where k, otherwise 9 into 10 power 9. So k, and this one is 2 Ze square divided by half mv square means here you have to write e. So this is also a form. Right. Now, one example of problem has given with the NCERT during this formula. Now substitute those values into that one. So how we have to calculate the r naught value according to the appropriate values of k, z, e, and capital E. That means kinetic energy. So already the kinetic energy it was given 1.23 joules, and remaining values we know very well. So that means Z is equal to, the value of Z is equal to 79, and the charge of electron 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs, and k value 9 to 10 power 9. These values if you submit means r naught is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 into 2 into Z means 79 into 1.6 10 power minus 19 whole square whole divided by e. E means how much you get here? 1.23 into 10 power minus 12 joules. Then by means of calculation, what we got here approximately 3 into 10 power minus 14 meters. So r naught value 3 into 10 power minus 14 meters we got. That means r naught value in the order of 10 power minus 14. Otherwise you may write this one as 30 into 10 power minus 15 meters. Here 10 power minus 15 means 1 Fermi. So this is the unit which is used to measure the size of atoms. So 10 power minus 15 means 1 Fermi. Then here you may use 30 Fermis. But according to the diagram, what we have to do here? This one is the nucleus, and here this one is the nucleus, and here this one is the alpha particle. Let us suppose here this is the alpha particle. At what the particle alpha particle retraces back r naught. So that r naught value we got how much it is here? 10 power minus 14 in the r. And next here this one is the nucleus. So which one is the highest one? R naught is greater with the comparison of the size of the nucleus. So that means r naught is greater than the size of the nucleus. But size of the That means R naught value here is 10 power minus 14. Then the radius of the nucleus, that means size of the nucleus, should be either it may be 10 power minus 15 or 10 power minus 16. So from this one, that means from the Geiger and Marsden experiment, they imagine the size of the nucleus in this manner. Now the size of the nucleus approximately how much we got? The 10 power minus 15 or 10 power minus 16 meters. From this one, what we understand here, the size of the nucleus is less 10 power 5 or 10 power 6 times the size of atom. The size of nucleus is less 10 power 5 times the size of atom. That means the size of atom is more, whereas the size of nucleus is very less. This one was concluded by Rutherford by using the Geiger and Marsden experiment. Thank you.